Good evening, everybody. This is a historic day because today is the first day that I didn't have a coffee in years. Historic. Crazy, right? We have a new Half-Life video game that is coming out next year. By the way, around the same time as Final Fantasy VII Remake, Animal Crossing, Doom, Trials of Mana Remake, God damn it, and Cyberpunk. Now listen, it's a red letter month. I'm going to talk about Half-Life Alyx. I'm going to show the trailer about Half-Life Alyx. I don't always do this, but this is a pretty big deal. People are freaking out about it. Millions of views already for this trailer, and it looks pretty good. I have my own complaints about VR in general, but this looks really cool, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I know people are going to be asking about it for the next 3 weeks, and so here's all of my thoughts for Half-Life Alyx in one place. Just the summary, the short of it is that this looks really good, and visually they did a really great job with this subject matter, with this material. It feels like a good evolution of Half-Life's art style. So anyway, shall we begin? Alright, now that breathing, I suspect, is breathing from one of the main characters of the video game. So this is Source 2, I guess.
Alyx?
I'm here.
Okay, this dude, this new character dude, Rhys Darby, aka Murray from Flight of the Conchords. I fucking love Rhys Darby, and I'm very happy he's in this game. I heard the voice, I was like, who is that? Oh, that guy!
So what's the plan?
If we can get this weapon, what we're doing here could change things forever.
I mean, the Citadel looks
No straight
amazing.
shot to the vault.
The Strider looks amazing.
I'm gonna head inside, find a way out.
Or pre-Strider, whatever.
I'm with you every step of the way.
Notice, real quick. Okay, so that's Rhys Darby's character.
I'm with you
Notice, it's not photorealistic, and thank God for that, because it doesn't really need to be. I don't know, some people may disagree. Some people want ultra-realistic. But that stuff doesn't age very well. I like that Half-Life always kind of had a little bit of a cartoony, that's the wrong word, but, you know, an exaggerated feel to it. Yet still remaining very realistic in a visually appealing sense, like the environments and everything else. But I think it's stylized in a way that's something that I think will age much better than just straight photorealism.
every step of the way.
Dishonored. Someone mentioned Dishonored, and yes, that seems to be the comparison that people are making for Half-Life Alyx.
You're gonna need a gun! Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now!
One thing I just noticed now for the first time is this. The way Alyx, like, uses gravity gloves to grab the gun.
Now!
Wow. Gravity gloves? Are they really called gravity gloves? Are you making that up, chat? You fucking with me? You're not fucking with me? It sounds like something I would name. God. Alright. There's that classic sound effect. Lighting looks great, the engine looks good.
I know you're coming. You need to get out of here, now. You need to get out of here, now.
Scout. Scout bobblehead. Bottom left. So... yeah, I wonder how that works in VR. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
They're gonna find out what he knows.
So is that Eli?
Oh god.
A younger Eli? You know, sadly, Eli's voice actor passed away, which I hate that I have to say that. And also, I believe, for Father Grigory as well. So they got a different person to do the voice acting for Eli. Even over these several years that it's been, several years, okay, over 10 years it's been since we've seen Eli. And even though this is the younger version, the stylized version of Eli, it looks very different.
God, Dad.
They're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
I know they had to get another VA, and a younger VA, which makes sense. But it sounds pretty good. I'll get used to it. I'm gonna have to get used to it. I'm just so used to that voice. Man, Eli had such a great voice.
I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
You are not.
Can I show you one thing real quick? First of all, I love... Is that packing peanuts? Is that what that is? The way these scenes look are phenomenal. Like, you know, this right here looks great. This scum cave of, like, meat and larva, I think this looks amazing.
Not save him. Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate.
Good-looking zombies. Really strong art direction. Really good stuff. And then the G-Man. So you can probably find comparisons to the G-M, you know, and what looked like previously, but it's just the lighting that's so much sharper and nicer. Vinny, did you know that the game will be around 14 hours long? Well, Jeff Keighley, what's his name? Geoff Knightley? Jeff Keighley, that's his name, did an interview with some of the developers, and they talked about it and where the thing came from. And this was started, you know, like 3 years ago. They weren't working on this for 10 years. They were pretty candid about the expectations of Half-Life 3, and I gotta give them credit for finally talking about it. It's been a long goddamn time. You know, I want to talk a little bit about VR. I also want to talk about the trailer and Half-Life in general and where this series could go. I already did a video with my expectations for this, and as you know, I made an LOL tweet that the first Half-Life thing we were getting was VR. I did not expect this level of detail. I did not expect a full featured game. I expected like a little 2-hour side story excursion to demo some VR tech. I haven't been following the leaks, and so I was a little bit surprised to see the trailer, and I don't, you know, I'm wrong a lot. I'm wrong all the time, so I don't mind being wrong. However, according to that interview that Jeff Keighley did, this is not going to be a game that they can just add mouse and keyboard support for. And it makes sense. There seems to be a lot of things like opening doors is apparently that you have to open the damn door with one hand and then use your right hand to shoot in the doorway. Stuff like that. Puzzles that you saw earlier. And I think that for someone like me who is not sold on VR, a thing like this might, in fact, help me find the value in it. You know, I might be much more interested now. Problem is, I don't have the room, right? So apparently you can sit down and play this. That's what it says. You can sit down and play this game. It supports standing, sitting, and like a full room. And apparently movement could either be, like, there's different ways to do it. You can teleport around, or you can like move with an analog stick. So I don't know how this is going to work. Which headset would you play with this? I would get an index for this. Yeah, I would, because I would want to see how far VR has come since Oculus DK2. Problem is, I'm afraid I'm going to fucking shoot my computer. I'm afraid with the amount of room. Oh, I know it's expensive as fuck, but I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. The other thing is, I don't even know if my computer can run this game. I'm afraid I'm going to knock into shit. I'm afraid I'm going to, like, trip. Sitting down and being able to do the VR in sit-down mode is nice. But I also am a little worried about it. I just don't know. Like I said, I haven't really fucked around with the technology too much, just a little bit over the years. So we'll see. I saw the requirements, 12 gigabytes of RAM required, which I'm good. I have 32 now, so I'm pretty good there. But I'd need to upgrade my CPU, definitely. Motherboard and CPU, that upgrade that we've been talking about for a while, that's a goddamn definite. So imagine now I have to buy a new CPU, new motherboard, anything else I may need, plus an index just to play a Half-Life game. And that's where people are upset. I saw plenty of people making tweets like, this looks cool, it looks great, but I have issues, I can't afford this, so I'm being left behind. Some have disabilities where they can't do VR. Some don't have the space. Some don't have the, maybe they get sick. There's a lot of different reasons why this is going to be a game that it's either going to push the medium forward or it's going to sell pretty well and people are going to want a mouse and keyboard version, which may not be possible. Modders, however, may figure something out. What I would like from this is I'm interested to see all the new VR stuff. I want to see what that's like. Like I said, this is Valve. It's got to really win me over. And the way that the developers were talking about the game in that Jeff Keighley interview, it seems like they really care about this. And a lot of the team rallied together because they were trying a bunch of different ideas. They tried different franchises, properties, didn't quite work. And then when VR started becoming more of a thing, they were like, hey, we should do a big game for VR. What kind of game should we do? Portal, maybe? Well, you can't do Portal easily because you're flinging your body around, and that's going to get people sick. So Half-Life seemed to work because of the puzzles and the narrative and stuff. So on one level, I'm happy that they're making games. The Source 2 engine and their art style looks great. I mean, it's a little bit kind of upsetting in some ways that it's a prequel, just because I would like to see where the story goes, and I'd like to see the advancement of the universe. People want Episode 3. People want Half-Life 3. I say it's good that they did this first, because, as I said in my previous video, it softens the blow if there's another game. Now that a Half-Life product that's apparently fully featured is coming out, maybe they can sit back and be like, all right, well, we tackled Half-Life. We have an engine, we have an art style. What can we do to push the narrative forward? What can we do with Gordon Freeman? What can we do next? And I think a really, really good thing to do would be see how this goes, see how people respond to it, and take it from there. I'm a little bit concerned just about VR in general. Just for me, don't really know if I'm going to love it. I like the idea of a mouse and keyboard. I like the idea of just looking at a computer screen. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Also, how the fuck am I going to stream Half-Life Alyx? I know some people have figured out a way to stream VR. It's going to be real taxing on resources. It's going to be, even with a supercomputer, it's going to be hard to stream unless I do the 2-computer setup that people recommended. And again, it's an expensive thing to do, and it's a time-consuming thing to set up for someone like myself. So I'm a little worried about logistics. The game itself looked cool, and is it going to be a shallow experience where you walk and put your hand on a thing and you solve a puzzle and then you shoot? I don't know. I mean, who the hell knows? It did look great. So yeah. Vinny, you can capture the game like any other game. Okay. Well, again, remember, that's cool. That's good to know. Thank you. But remember, when I stream a game, that adds more CPU usage. That adds more of my GPU usage if I'm doing it through that. So I'd need a really, really decent upgrade if I'm going to be able to do that. Stream it and not get sick because of frame lag or frame drops. Like, I'm going to have that game. You need it to be kind of like at 90 frames a second. Otherwise, there's like a really big disconnect, apparently, which is what was getting me sick. So, yeah, it's going to be an expensive game for me to stream. Let's call it that. So how can he see chat? I just don't. Vinny, just buy a better PC. I mean, thanks, forehead. That's easy. Chat plugins exist. There's a mod that displays it in headset. Ugh. You see what I mean? It's like a lot to think about. It's something that on a personal level I'm going to have problems with, and I'm going to reject, because we reject the new technology. But again, this trailer definitely surprised me, and it does look great. The Citadel looks amazing. The way City 17 looks is fucking fantastic. Phenomenal. And I really, really like this. So I do want to experience it. I don't want to miss out on a Half-Life game. And, will this end up being as good as Half-Life 2 was, or as big of a jump from Half-Life 1 to 2? I don't know. I don't know, but it does have potential to be that. Valve hasn't been making games. Even Jeff Keighley was hitting them on that. Like, hey, we're excited to see you make games. You're going to make more games after this? I was like, damn, Jeff, good. And it seemed like that's something they want to do. They said they're going to see where this goes and take it from there. So please, make more games by all means. Don't make any more Artifact games, but make let's go back to the stuff that defined you as a developer, as a publisher. Like, do the stuff that people want, and it'll be fantastic. Maybe this is a good start. Maybe they figured out how to fucking manage their company in a way that they can, all be hippies and still make games. I don't know. Whatever's happening, I have no idea. But it's good that they can rally together and create something that looks this good. Before I end this segment, before I end this discussion, I would like to say that, as excited as I am about this, there is something distinctly Half-Life that I miss. And I've said this before on other streams. I love Half-Life 2 very, very much. But even Half-Life 2 was lacking some of this. It was the underground laboratory, Black Mesa research facility. It was the weird aliens just for the first time phasing in. It was Black Mesa. It was the combination of all the things that were going on and going wrong in this facility. It was all the different types of laboratories that you got to explore. That's kind of why Half-Life 1 will always be like one of my top games ever, because I love that setting. And Half-Life 2 did something really unique and great with the dystopian theme and the city post-alien conquering. I think it's a fucking phenomenal direction. And it's almost up there with Half-Life 1. But this kind of also looks a little bit even more further removed from that, in a way. Like, just because there's, like, shoot and puzzly with your hands. And it's like, oh, damn, well, I guess part of the reason I love Half-Life is those science labs and that exploration. Call me old-fashioned, but I kind of want to see more Black Mesa. Or maybe if they do a Half-Life 3, a totally different setting. What could it be? I don't know. But some of you in chat know what I mean. Everyone else is calling me a boomer, but that's fine. I'm a space boomer. Vinny, come on, this is awesome. Didn't say it wasn't awesome. I'm just telling you what my preference is. This is actually almost enough to get me to do VR, which no other game has come close. So that's pretty fucking impressive. The engine. One other thing I want to note too. Remember something. Okay, this engine looks really nice, and it makes my eyes happy. I want to say something though. With VR, you have to render the scene twice, one for each eye. Imagine what this game would look like, or a game in this engine would look like, if that wasn't happening. And it was just like one big fucking mental game. I think it would look great. Vinny, that's not how that works. Vinny, the same. There are a lot of optimizations that can be done in that regard. Oh, okay. Well, Jeff, I think was it Jeff Keighley that was talking about that? Not that different. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, happy to be wrong. God damn it. Fuckers. Yeah, no, it's okay. I just really don't know. This is pushing Source 2 to its limits. Okay, good to know, fuckers. Still, happy to be wrong. Good. I hope that when the release of this engine and Half-Life Alyx happens, that people mod and create, and maybe Valve will use this engine to create Portal 3 or more Half-Life stuff. That would be really great. So, regardless, sorry for the misinformation, chat. But something I just thought was a thing that I wanted to mention. Also, this fucking head crab. Apparently, one of the things that can happen in this game is you can throw a head crab at someone with your left hand or something. And you can use a variety of different things as a melee, as a melee weapon. Yeah, people in chat are saying that the head crab looks like a raw chicken. It really does. It looks raw. Oh my god! It's fleshy. It's really fucking fleshy. Still, these models look great. Okay, I'm gonna stop gushing over this. You know my worries. You know, listen, of course I'm biased. You know, everything I go into in life is gonna have my personal bias, and the stuff that I like, that I don't like, the stuff that I'm a little worried about in terms of VR. But I can say, as a massive Half-Life fan, this kind of achieved something that I didn't think it could achieve. It made me kind of emotional on some level that we're getting a new Half-Life game that looks this good. Like, it's a real thing. You would think with 12 years or more hype and memes and jokes and no counting to 3 that would be an impossible task. But a lot of people seem to feel the same way. And those that don't feel the same way, it's usually coming from a place of, again, like I said, lack of VR. I think they just did a really nice job with this. But god damn it, I wish it wasn't VR. But then again, it wouldn't exist if it wasn't VR. Where's the chicken? Where's the egg? God damn it. Anyway, thanks for watching. It looks nice. I'm excited. I'm gonna try to play it. And if I can, I'll try to stream it too, chat. So, watch this space in about 4 or 5 months.